This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV-HINDU.
Hello and welcome to SL Chennai Speaks Out. The Police Commissioner of Chennai City recently held a meeting for senior citizens over the past week to listen to their problems. So let's start by asking you to take a look at this story.
A majority of the seniors who came to meet the Chennai Police Commissioner T. Rajendran were 60 years old or above. They said they are victims of aggression and unable to defend because of their age. Most of their complaints were against auto rickshaw drivers, who are notorious for overcharging and offensive behaviour.
Auto drivers, they are a power unto themselves, and they are not afraid of anybody, and in fact they tell us, you complain pandungoma, they say. It will always be the autos who have bogus meters fitted on, which mean nothing. They are not working meters, and they fleece you when they know that you are old and you are also a disabled person.
After meeting with the seniors, Commissioner Rajendran, in exclusive comments to NDTV-HINDU, said he will convene a meeting of auto rickshaw drivers to sensitize them.
So we'd like to tell them they have to be more polite, and that they must, if somebody hires them or calls them, they must go without refusing. These are the things we'll be taking up with them.
There are approximately 50,000 registered autos in Chennai City alone. And if you add the 15,000 that come in from the neighbouring districts, well, the total gets up to almost 70,000. These autos are essentially service providers, but why are there so many complaints about these services that they provide? But it's not all bad news. There have been many instances where auto drivers have been honest and very helpful. To give us better insights into this issue, we've invited Shakeel Akhtar. He's Additional Commissioner of Police for Traffic. And then we have American Narayanan. He's the founder of Inoda. That's an organization that works very closely with auto drivers. And Purushothaman, he's an auto rickshaw driver, and he's the president of the Friendly Auto Rickshaw Drivers Union. So I think we're going to start with you, Shakeel, and ask you, why is it that we have so many complaints about autos and about auto drivers?
It's my perception also that a lot of complaints are genuine, because very a smaller segment among the auto drivers, they are really good. They want to follow the rules. For example, one example came to me last week that one auto driver, still I remember his name, Ravi, in Mylapore area. He insists that I will drive my auto only 1 meter. And one gentleman initially used to pay X amount. When he has first interaction, he said, no, I will go by meter. So he was a little reluctant, meter maybe more perhaps. Once he used the meter, it was just 50%. And he was so happy, he wrote a letter, so we called him, we honored that auto driver and all. And I would like to have more and more those people to come forward, but unfortunately, situation is very different. I am trying my best. But what happened, enforcement is not the only solution. Things has to come from themselves.
Right. The very fact that you have to call an auto driver and actually reward means that that is really the exception to the rule. Narayan.
I'm not quite sure I agree with him completely. Yes, there are bad elements in every segment of the society. So is in auto drivers. I think the bad things are overblown. It is there. I would say about 10 to 15% of the auto drivers are probably the anti-social elements. There are about at least 20 to 25% who are really good people. Unfortunately, the 15% makes so much noise, it looks like the bad sector or bad elements rule the autos.
Right. Well, let's turn to the audience here and find out from this audience how many of us actually think that we have good auto drivers in our city, because we're focusing on Chennai. Well, we've got quite a lot of hands that have not been raised there. So let me ask you, Ravi, now you're an auto driver. Can you tell me, do you have any problems with customers and with passengers? What is the problem?
5%
5% are not.
5% are not good driver.
Right. But Mr. Narayanan here, he says that, did you say 15%
Yeah.
are good? On what, on what basis are you saying that?
I think it's a question of Duryodhana Parvai or Arjunan Parvai. I am looking at an Arjunan Parvai, you know.
Well, you've got some.
So it's a perception. See, I've been working, to be honest with you, I've been working with the auto drivers closely since October 2nd, 1994. And there's a perception, as a matter of fact, significant and a wrong perception, I may add, because I've been working with them. Significant portions of the autos are owned by politicians / police officers. I can tell you it's not true. Maybe less than 1% of the autos are owned by police officers / politicians.
How can you say that?
I have dealt with enough population of the auto drivers. Over these 15 years, I would have at least dealt with 5,000 to 10,000 of auto drivers personally. And I have talked to them. So there's no scientific sample, but I have sampled enough.
I endorse his views also.
Right.
Because when last time we had series of operations against the auto drivers without permits, almost 500 autos were seized. I could not get a single request from anybody. If that could have been case, definitely I could have a lot of requests.
So you're saying that the police officers do not actually
police or politicians as per se. Maybe some of them, but as per se is not owned by them. Yes.
Right, okay. Purushottam, you tell me, what is the problem that sometimes auto rickshaw drivers will have with the passengers? Is there any problem?
Because some auto drivers are asking lot of money. If you go just 2-3 kilometers, you are asking near 40-50 rupees. Because here many auto rickshaws in Chennai. Because population is very less. But auto rickshaw, more auto rickshaw in Chennai.
Right.
More than 50,000 auto rickshaws in Chennai. If suppose if I carrying some customer here to another place, if you drop there, there is no customer. The driver came again, other spot empty.
So the driver takes extra money because he's going to and coming back to this particular. But is that the right thing? Is that what we should be doing? Would you like to answer that question?
I would say it's absolutely no. I mean, the reason is like if I climb a bus, I'm going to pay for the place from where I start and where I'm supposed to get down. They cannot say that you have to buy a to and fro ticket. Now, when they say that 15 rupees is the starting charge, and after that it is going to be per kilometer 4 rupees or 6 rupees as per you are going to charge. And when the auto driver says that I am not going to get a passenger back from that point to the place where I'm expected to come, at least there can be a margin which can be fixed by the government, which can be there in the minimum ceiling itself. And I think by that way, there is going to be a less argument between the passenger and the auto driver also.
So that's an issue, of course, we'll get back to. The auto rickshaw drivers whom you deal with, how many do you deal with?
I have over times dealt with several thousands, but on a day-to-day or a weekly basis, at least 10 to 20, I'll be dealing with.
You say they're all good?
I didn't say all of them are good. I would say significant portions of them are not bad. In other words, less than 5% to 10% I would consider as bad. If I were to deal with 20, 1 or 2 will be bad. Right. But having said that, I also fight with the auto drivers.
Why?
Because of the same thing. See, please understand, INODA works both with the auto drivers and passengers. It's an auto drivers passengers association. I tell the auto drivers that they have to be friendly with the passengers. They are their customers. If they give the money without feeling good, the auto driver's life and family will not be good. That's a fact. When a customer gives the money, they should be happy. They should think they are getting the value for the money. I think most of the complaint of the passengers is not necessarily with the money alone. How the auto driver interacts with the customer.
Right. Let me turn here to you. Shakeel, tell us, how many auto rickshaw and auto rickshaw drivers do you actually challan every day?
Quite
Any
a lot.
idea?
Quite a lot. For example, till today, I have challaned almost 2 lakh. Perception about Chennai auto throughout the country is so bad. So bad. Whoever comes.
That's right.
And this attitude I want to change, because after Chennai belong to them. They are very much part of Chennai. It's not that, auto is the only source of living. But why Chennai has got such a notoriety about the auto drivers? Anybody talks of Bangalore, they say so good. Talks of Hyderabad, they say so good. The moment Chennai auto comes, they say ayyo.
Yeah, I know the Bangalore.
Yes, okay.
So Madras city is auto is going to 35 kilometers speed.
Okay.
So, Mylapore to the Vadapayani, it 8 kilometers.
Okay.
I am put the 1 liter petrol. Sir, 50 rupees, 63 rupees.
Cost of the petrol. Yeah.
My auto is Mylapore to going Vadapayani, 45 minutes.
Right, running time. Okay.
45 minutes, go.
Yes. Okay. So there's not enough profit really is what...
Just 1 minute.
Yes.
Bangalore is no double way, one way. Totally, Tamil Nadu is a lot of the government bus. Any other state, to Tamil Nadu is a lot of the bus, government bus, 24 hours.
Right.
But auto driver is very good. But near the Santom, yes, Santom, which place you go? Santom Church. Santom Church is tell me, go to Posor Estate.
Right.
You tell
So, right.
You tell correct place.
Yes.
I
So
am going to Mylapore tank. Yes, okay.
right. So we here have this gentleman saying that passengers like us don't tell them the truth. We decide where we're going to go, and then from there we change our minds.
Just one
Sir,
minute I would like to add here.
Please.
Naming place has no meaning so long you are supposed to have the meter.
Right.
All auto is supposed to run a meter. Forget about foreshore or not. The place you go, you charge from the meter. This concept will not come. Why this place is
I
come?
will put the meter. You give me 10 rupees per kilometers.
Our auto rickshaw operating only with meters. But Chennai people don't cooperate with him. Because if you come public, he says safe. He asking how much you want, how much you need. That is the first question to raising public.
But then why don't you say, no sir, I have a meter. Why don't you tell them?
I told I am put a meter, but
Yes.
he didn't agree.
So is it the fact that you think that if they put on the meter, it might be more expensive? Is that what we are
Absolutely
saying?
right. See, we call something as sudu. Okay. The point
Yes.
is
Just
the
now-
perception.
Yes, sir.
The perception in Tamil Nadu has been every meter has sudu. Okay.
Not now. Before.
Okay. No,
Because
before-
that time
before-
mechanical
no,
meter.
Right.
That time mechanical meter. That
Okay.
time only.
So
that
now
tool.
electronic meter. Yes,
The
sir.
point is the perception. It's not true as he is pointing out now. After the electronic meters
meter.
has come, it has been significantly reduced. Significantly reduced. I'm not saying none of them. Everything is correct. But having said that, it's a culture also where the price of petrol, which has gone up significantly, the price of the meter has not been adjusted accordingly all the time. Now, as Mani was pointing out just a few minutes, also the traffic flow. So, the meter charges ought not to be on the mileage or kilometer alone, but also based on the time. There's a time element, there's a distance element in fixing the cost, in addition to the cost of the raw material, the auto, as well as the earning expected at the current standard of living.
Right. Mr. Akhtar, we know for sure that they say Bangalore and Mumbai, in fact, are extremely good, and people are very happy when they go to these cities to get into an auto rickshaw. What is your response to the fact that not really that many roads here are one way? What is your response, sir, to that?
I would like to add here, the traffic jam and time taken. I think a lot of people are going to Bangalore also. They can say the traffic jam in Bangalore is worse than what is in Chennai.
Now it is. Now it is.
Worse than what is in Chennai. So that cannot be compared. That's number two. He spoke about the rise in petrol, etc. The present scale of the rate, which is fixed, after how many years of deliberations? Ask them, after how many years of deliberation? Okay. So when it was fixed, there was involvement of all the associations and the government. They could have, as a policy, as a principle, accepted, started. You start, then come with the problems. But problem is that chicken egg theory. So the moment it's fixed, you please accept it, yes, and then you come with the difficulties.
Right. Sir, up there, can you respond to this?
No, I would like to tell that he just said in Bangalore there is only one way of auto. Over here, I see auto drivers taking that one way as their own. It's like one way, and I have a good proof out of it because Mr. Shakeel has fined 2 lakhs challans for no entries. So it's no reason that he's rounding about 2 ways or one way. Auto rickshaw drivers, they take the one way as their own roads, right?
Right. Okay, fine. We'll just take a very short break and we'll be right back, and we'll talk about very specifically the tariffs that are involved when we get into autos.